I'll do that.
You're live.
And we are live. Welcome back to Conversations with Akisha. Oh my God, this is a special show. I'm going to introduce this very intelligent young lady next to me in a minute. I want to say hi to you first, Dave. How are you today, our producer?
How you doing?
I'm good today, Dave. Thank you. Dave, I'm so excited because sitting right next to me is attorney Christine Baptiste-Perez, y'all. We've been promoting this show for a couple of days. Yes. Let me tell you. She's going to say hello to y'all in a minute, but let me just give her a proper introduction, okay? All right? Because she's a professional and they deserve proper introductions.
Yes, indeed. Oh, yeah.
Christine Baptiste-Perez is a native of Brooklyn, New York.
That's where I'm from.
Big ups.
That's the opposite.
Biggie Smalls.
Brownsville.
Right.
That's where I lived before I came over here.
Anyway, I'll talk about my introduction. I know we're excited, producer. All right. Christine earned her undergrad in American Studies with a focus on race and ethnicity with a double minor in Inequality Studies and Latino Studies. Before attending law school, Christine taught high school in Louisiana, and she worked in human resources recruitment as well. Christine graduated from UConn School of Law in 2018. Her background is product liability litigation, foreclosure litigation, personal injury litigation, international business compliance, and securities regulatory matters. Her concentration is now on insurance coverage matters representing plaintiffs. And I'm sure she'll tell us a lot more about that. Everybody, please welcome attorney Christine Baptiste-Perez.
Yes.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm so glad to be here today.
Thank you.
I'm going to get started. Thank you for the wonderful introduction.
Yes, you're welcome.
Makes me sound like I'm more than what I am.
You was like, who's she talking about?
Real impressive. Yep. But I'm actually here today to talk about a very important issue here in Bridgeport, and it's concerning the water control pollution. I feel like I'm getting nervous. I'm an attorney, it makes me feel like if I'm talking in front of a judge, but the Water Pollution Control Authority. So
Yes.
It's more commonly known as the WPCA.
WPCA. That's what we're going to be talking about, y'all. Hang in there. We got a lot of information. What is the WPCA? We want to break it down to them, Christine.
So
what is that?
It's the Water Pollution Control Authority, and really, you hear it all the time, but it's when you flush the toilet, when you take a shower, all that goes down to the sewer treatment facilities. And so in Bridgeport, there's two. So either it's going to be going to the west end, that's closer towards where PT Barnum, or on the east side, there's another sewage facility not too far away from Newfield Park.
So basically, let's just say you're in your house, you go to the bathroom or whatever, or you're letting your water out in the tub. It goes down into the pipes and the ground, and that is filtered into this water control place. Yeah. There are two of them, you said.
Yeah, it's the sewage facility. So Bridgeport actually has two, which is pretty unique compared to most towns. And Bridgeport also has the facility treatment for it. All of Bridgeport, 9,300 households in Trumbull. So most of Trumbull. And from the last article I could find to date, there's still a few households in Fairfield and Stratford where Bridgeport handles the waste. So a lot of waste in the actual sense comes down through Bridgeport's pipes. And Bridgeport takes care of it, yes.
Can you tell me why is Bridgeport providing waste for other towns? Is it because they don't have their own facility, or? So
in the case of Trumbull, they don't have their facility. And I was looking through kind of the history of what was going on in their town and the capacity to do it and where would they actually get rid of their waste. It looks like historically it was part of the three towns. And even if you look it up on Bridgeport's municipal code, when it says customers, it's Bridgeport, Stratford, Trumbull, and Fairfield. So it looks like back in the days, it was kind of a way of, generating source to do it. And Bridgeport eventually took care of it. It looks like the other towns, which Stratford and Fairfield are also water towns or along the coast, eventually set up their own. So that's been the way it is. It looks like Trumbull doesn't necessarily have the capacity, so it's been using Bridgeport lines to process its waste in its facilities.
Now, does the town of Trumbull pay Bridgeport to do this?
So yes, so Trumbull residents do pay to use Bridgeport's WPCA. There's some fine tunes to it. I was looking through some former news articles where Trumbull wasn't paying the full amount compared to Bridgeport residents, so it was getting somewhat like a discount on the fees.
Interesting.
Anyone knows more, feel free to correct me.
Okay.
But it looks like the majority of the cost has been falling down on Bridgeport residents, and so it's caused some issues throughout the year. So I was looking again. Deals have been cut in favor of Trumbull. But from what I've seen in the most recent budgets, is it the Budgets Appropriations Committee meeting? For the last 8 years, last year was the first time in 7 years that the WPCA increased the bills by 3%. And then in the last 7 years, it's been pretty stagnant. So as far as like cost to residents in Bridgeport and in Trumbull and the few that actually use it in other neighboring towns, it hasn't relatively increased over the years.
So if we think of like the elderly person who is on a fixed income, that's what I think about. When I think about Trumbull or any other town getting a discount for using our services, when I think about people who like that and people who are on fixed incomes that are, using minimal water because they want to save money on their bill, they have to do that even more so because they're being squeezed, if this is the case, by other towns. That's interesting.
Yeah, I couldn't find the details as to why in the actual contract. I think it's part of it's just privileged information where I don't have it to review it, or maybe that's something that would require a FOIA request, which is a freedom of information to see to actually read what's going on.
That would be interesting to find out if we could.
It would, because it does not, off the face of it, sound fair to the residents of Bridgeport. And like I said, Bridgeport's the only town. I was looking at some of the data. Hartford has one. New Haven seems to have its own kind of municipal system line where I think it's also with other towns, but it's in more of a collaborative effort. And Bridgeport pretty much taking care of the ways for other towns. Now, what was interesting that I found was, again, background's American studies, and it's pretty much U.S. history, but just a concentration on U.S. history.
Right.
Is that the opportunity was presented to Bridgeport to have more of a collaborative effort with Trumbull and Monroe.
Which makes sense, right?
Because everybody would get involved at the table and it wouldn't feel like it's falling all on Bridgeport residents or Bridgeport resident taxes.
Right.
And the deal didn't go through. Well, I wasn't here, but it begs the question, looking back, because some of the articles I did read was like to create a collaborative facility with Monroe and Trumbull.
Right.
Would have cost only $100,000. Yeah, I wish.
That's on sale.
When you're thinking about it, fire sale. No, but it would have cost potentially $100 million. But now when we're looking at the numbers for the two facilities in Bridgeport, it's about $610 million.
Wow.
And so that was.
Wait a minute. That's the number that number represents what it costs to have a brand or what they are worth. That both of them are worth, the sites.
I had to double check because I actually attended the last city council meeting on the WPCA. So I was under the impression in the meeting that to repair the two facilities was going to total around $395 million, which is not.
And you were mistaken.
I was mistaken because what I did is I actually looked through the documents and I was like, well, it broke it down. In particular, it broke it down to, and I could hear the information if I could pull it up. It was for the Bridgeport West Side. Projected cost was $395 million.
That's just for that one site.
For the one site. And then the east side to get it up to date was going to be another $215 million. And so when you added that up, that's 610, and that shock and awe number wasn't on the city council number meeting. And as a constituent, and then like I said, although I'm an attorney, my focus right now is on insurance law. I represent insurance policy holders. So I really just get into really being in the know because I reside here. I'm looking to buy here. And I've been invested here for like the past 7 years. And so I was like, what is going on? Because I feel like active city duty is to really be on your representative's back. Why is the cost like this? Especially why are they going to city council? Because the WPCA is technically its own separate.
Oh, so they're a separate entity.
Yeah.
Just like the FBI and the CIA is a separate entity from the federal government. Just in case anybody didn't know that.
Wow, I always thought I took that for granted, but like I was looking through some of the minutes.
We're gonna get into that. Another show.
But I'll probably avoid that show. I don't want no problems with FBI.
No, you're an angel. You're of the law. You don't want anything to do with that, Attorney Christina.
But
Christine, not Christina. Christine. Somebody has a message here. Oh, we read the comments. Peace and blessings, family, from Robert Velez.
That's MVP.
Oh, hi, MV. Slow love. Oh, show love. Subscribe, comment. Oh, he's helping us promote the show.
Nice.
Yay, MVP.
Later on, like that's when
that's the little light-skinned guy, right? That always preaches about religion. He's so cute. I'm just kidding, MV. I wasn't kidding about you being cute, but but you should see him. You gotta log in, Attorney Christina. Not because of that, but honestly, the brother is. I'm sorry, I'm messing everything up. He's a godly person, okay? He is a godly person. He's a man of God, and I will not continue to talk about him in that way. MV.
No. He said, not
just kidding.
Religion.
Relationship. What does he mean by that? I don't know. Anyway, Attorney Christina doesn't have a lot of time. Attorney Christine does not have a lot of time up here, MV. We're going to talk about that after this show. But comment. Tell your friends, MV, to get on here, okay, and comment. Did you know that YouTube is threatening people that they're going to threaten to cut people's show off if they don't have a certain amount of viewers?
Yeah.
That's right. Our marketing game has to step up like you would not believe, Attorney Christine.
You know, the thing is they do it like people catch the show after these hours.
Right. And those numbers used to count, but now they don't count anymore.
Yeah.
You have to actually be live on the show. So when people say, there was a Facebook friend of mine that said, I'll catch it after, Keisha, I'll watch it. I'm like, no, please lock in when it's live.
Yeah.
But everything's political. But we're rolling with it. Yeah. I'm sorry
I should let more
cut
people
you off.
know.
Yeah, I know that's right. You should.
I was like, don't worry.
Tell them after you leave.
You can just you can follow. It's YouTube. It's going to be there for life. So.
And we tell people to like and subscribe. Very important. And share. Yeah. Please share.
I have a 7-year-old daughter, so I know it's like and subscribe because her imaginary YouTube channel.
She got imaginary. I know that's right. Imaginary.
I've done my daughter tell me to like and subscribe. I'm cooking in the kitchen.
I love it. Oh my gosh, she's a little YouTube star already.
I'll just let her know about the requirements now because as her attorney, I gotta make sure I represent her.
That's right.
Well, you're tough because you're from Brownsville.
Yeah. I don't think I would be able to handle my mother being an attorney, I would be like one of those kids that would be out there like talking junk to people and getting in trouble on purpose. Like, you know who my mama is? That's just me. And that's why God didn't make my mother an attorney. That's exactly why.
I know we're getting a little
Christine
bit tangent.
Baptiste-Perez is here with us today. We're talking about the WPCA. And for those of you who are just tuning in, the WPCA is the Water Pollution Control Authority. We are spoiled in this country, y'all, to be able to go to the bathroom. Okay?
In India, they can't do that.
They can't do that in many countries, Dave.
Yeah.
Okay, many third world countries, y'all, are going outside and digging a hole behind their house to use the bathroom and covering it back up with dirt.
That actually was down south too.
Really?
Yeah.
Not when I lived in Louisiana.
There's certain parts of the South that there's probably people still doing. If they still have those white George Washington wigs in the courthouses down south, I know that they're probably doing that too.
Yeah, they do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so don't take advantage of having running water in your house.
And you may not want it running too long because if the rates go up the way the WPCA go, you're gonna have a running bill.
You're gonna have a run. And that's right. If you got kids, remember I talk about this at my full-time job. We always talk about safety proofing your home. Okay.
Yeah.
Children love water. They love running water. A toilet with a lid up. That's a dream come true for a little toddler. They're splashing it. They're getting it all over the place. Okay. Make sure that you lock the toilets, lock the cabinets, get a lock for the door, the bathroom door. But none of us actually, I'm serious, none of us should take advantage of this, Attorney Christine.
No, it really kind of boils down when you think about it. It's first world problems.
That's right.
When you described it with other countries, it's first world problems, but we live in the first world.
That's right.
And this is the problem that we got. And I think it's really kind of boiling down to dollars and cents.
Yes.
And that's the way the world works. That's the way business works. But what I thought was also interesting is like with all this cost that's going on with the WPCA, it's you kind of messed up if you do, you messed up if you don't.
Right.
And I had to edit that.
Right.
Because the rates are going to increase regardless.
Wow.
So from my calculations that without nothing being done in the facilities, which would probably be absolutely bad because you have overflow, you have sewage, nitrogen going in, and honestly, it negatively impacts lower income families. For example, PT, the location on the east side, those are low income families, and just the thought of, well, I want to blame the WPCA for my cancer because all the nitrogen and this and that. Right.
Yeah.
That is one of the most difficult cases to bring about as a lawsuit. I remember learning that in law school, like mass toxic torts. It's hard to really point the finger and say it was your fault. And so really we have to look out for each other.
That's right.
And both of a social and an economic impact, because the rates are going to increase regardless, like I said, but it's going to have a domino effect. You have people on fixed incomes that's worried about it. And, the question is, do you want it to increase 34% or do you want it to increase 117? And how and what ways are elected officials in Bridgeport going to find the money without putting the burden on the people's back? And find the money, honestly, with the way it's set up right now, it to me seems like a Bridgeport problem. Part of it, I remember hearing in the last city council meeting, was getting Trumbull involved, but it's Bridgeport's WPCA. It's located in Bridgeport. It's under a contract with Trumbull, which Trumbull was free to leave. There's some details with like when and how they can leave if they did decide to, but really it's about putting the residents first. I mean, there's health issues, there's the cost for the elderly, fixed incomes. It's possible that it's a domino effect. Rent's going to go up if you're renting. You have a condo, your HOA is going to go up.
Oh God.
And I was really trying to find different ways of like, well, what can happen? Does Bridgeport really need to have two facilities? If Bridgeport was to just focus on Bridgeport was residents,
right?
Could Bridgeport get rid of one of the facilities? I couldn't really come up with an answer, but part of this is just like, why don't we have representatives asking this? How much money is Bridgeport generating money to come into the city? And if so, why is it so difficult for even a lawyer to find this information? It's like digging in a haystack.
Right.
And,
because Bridgeport service other towns, but they don't service the whole town of Trumbull, let's say, right? They just service part of it.
It's about, I don't know how big Trumbull
is. But Trumbull is pretty sizable, I think.
So I know from the numbers I saw, it's about 9,300 homes. It could be more.
And that's a lot.
That's a lot. And it's almost like, well, is it really just for the need of the city? Is it really for the need of the constituents? Because I get the idea. I was reading the committee report and the general manager, I think her name is Laura Mappa, was saying, oh, well, the last upgrade we had was just superficial. Why did we have a superficial upgrade? Why did you make a facility system that was not working just look pretty?
Like putting a Band-Aid over it.
I mean, like I told you before, and it doesn't seem like it's a Band-Aid over it. $610 million doesn't seem like a Band-Aid. It looks like
that's not a Band-Aid.
Toilet paper with some tape and
it. That's right.
So I, really bringing those questions to the table because constituents have the right to know, but also council members need to let people be involved in every step of the way. Like, I vote for you to let me know what the issues are. Right. And even though there's times where people are busy with their everyday lives, because there's unfortunately a lot of issues of concern in Bridgeport, you still have an obligation to keep me in the know. And I'm going to expect you not as an attorney, but just as a regular person, like,
Right.
why are these bills going on? Why are we doing it this way? Ask questions, ask intelligent questions. And I agree with the city council actually tabling it, meaning to put it on hold before any decision comes out, because it really shouldn't fall down on the people. Like, oh, another thing that caught me, because I was reading this, I felt like I was on a gossip website. I was in the shade room. I felt like I was like, they want to put like a learning facility. I was like, a learning facility, like a visitor center. I was like, how much is it to cut it? Because if you want me to, we need to be cutting costs, not adding who wants to visit? I mean,
wait a minute. They're talking about a visitor facility at the WPCA where the sewer is. You talking about there?
Yes,
Are you serious?
Probably to let people see how it works or something.
Yeah.
No. I mean, I get the point of that, but the health repercussions is what I'm thinking about. I don't want my one first graders class to go to the WPCA for a field trip when all that doo-doo is in the air like that. I mean,
I'm not sure.
Am I being ignorant?
No. I'm not sure where the location would be.
Oh, it wouldn't be like on site. Okay,
I don't know if it's actually on site, but my big concern was it on budget?
Right.
Because
That's
now,
right. I think that is totally not necessary. I think that we need to figure out this $600 and something million facility first, right? Before we start building up a visitor center.
I mean, to be honest with you, I would say that it's a good educational experience for the new generation coming up.
Absolutely, Dave. Thank you. Very good point.
I mean, they have to know, how this works, so they won't flush paper towels.
And we want y'all coming out there, young people. Please, y'all. Please come on out there. Yes, we need y'all. We need y'all for this kind of stuff. And so, Christine, excuse me. I don't want to keep mispronouncing your name.
No
Christine.
problem.
I know you get that a lot, probably.
Yeah, so it's fine. I got it from family members too. So
your own family? Oh my God.
It depends on which side. The Spanish side, I'm Christina.
Okay.
We have a lot of.
I'm sorry. Yeah, we asking people to comment and we ain't even reading them. Come on, y'all.
Yes, somebody said.
Okay, MV, not religion, relationship. Yes, D. Continue to fight the fight. Thank you, MV. We way too spoiled in this country. Yet folks are ungrateful, spoiled brats. Rates go up. How about raising our pay? I know that's right. What's missing is love. Love one another, help one another, and be a blessing to someone in need. Well, yeah, MV, but that's not paying my damn water bill at the end of the day, okay? No, I'm kidding. Very informative from Christine and Akisha. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. I was doing something. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. That was my fault.
Then you got Daryl.
Dale. Dale, that's a friend of mine from like way back.
Say sorry, he's late.
He's a little late. Doo-doo in the air.
I wasn't going to read that comment. I saw it. I was like,
Oh my God, that's my friend from way back. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Thank you so much. Oh my God, he is funny. Love him. Love you, Dale. Yes. What are we talking about today? The WPCA, the Water Pollution Control Authority. We only have just a couple more minutes.
You got somebody else up there.
Hey girl, Dale. Interesting info. Hi, Lulu. Thank you, Lulu.
Robert Velez.
Yay. Yeah, that's
why
MV.
put people's health at risk?
Are they dumb or stupid? Why put people's health at risk? Right. Visitor center. Well, I better cut that out.
Visitor center.
Visit some lower taxes. That's what y'all need to do in this town.
No, I don't know, the Connecticut Deep. There's different ways where.
Oh yeah, I was gonna go into problem solving mode, Christine. Mm-hmm. So now we've talked about this. We talked about what the problem is, right, and kind of why, as far as we know, right. Mm-hmm. So what do we do about it, right? We always encourage you guys to go to city hall meetings. We get that, and we also know that these meetings can put you to sleep faster than any kind of prescription medication can. We know that, right? But let's all maybe try to compartmentalize and break up things. If you're interested in education, then go to Board of Education meetings. If you're interested in water, these WPCA, do they have meetings about this at the City Hall, or can people get involved?
WPCA actually has its own board, and from what I was looking, so when I was looking on the city's website, you can actually kind of click in and see minutes. Where this originally originated from is the fact that if the WPCA defaults, it falls on the city. And I think that's probably the safest way to explain it. Mm-hmm. Now, part of the reason some council members were okay with backing the $395 million facility upgrade or repair is for the West Side facility is because in the last 20 years, the WPCA hasn't defaulted on its bills. So some council members may feel like that's a safe bet as well, they haven't defaulted on their bills, and if they default, it falls on Bridgeport, but still a loan or a bond, depending on how they framed it in different ways, can still have a significant impact on the city residents and the payers, especially in Bridgeport. Mm-hmm. And then furthermore, the breakdown is that there's different avenues of money. So back in 2018, the city council, I believe, bonded about $75 million for repair. It doesn't specify whether the repair is for the West Side facility or the East Side or both. But the staggered plan that's in place right now that thankfully was tabled by city council would go stagger means repair the West Side first, then go into the East Side facility instead of doing them both at the same time. Just the way
I think it kind of would make sense just in case something goes drastically wrong. You got another facility there, right?
Well, I didn't think about it that way, but that's
all
actually
kinds of things. Yeah.
Potentially, that could be some
one of many reasons.
One of many reasons, yeah. And then I think it was actually cheaper to break it down that way. So if they were to do them both at the same time, I crunched the math for that, and that's about instead of the 117% increase that you may have seen on the news or other outlets or from other council members,
it will be higher than that.
It was 131% increase.
Oh my
God! It could all. I have the big lesson. It could always be worse.
But even if they fix one and then wait and then fix the other one, couldn't it still just end up being 131% after it's all said and done, or you don't think so?
See, the thing is, Miss Mappa from the WPCA said that the numbers are the absolute worst case scenario.
Okay, gotcha.
But when you go to the budget committee meeting, one of the council members asked, well, give me the best case scenario.
Right. Right.
I mean, to break it down really simple terms, that's what he asked.
I would ask that too.
We couldn't figure it out, or it's too early to project, and depending on the situation.
I can see how complex that could be, though. I mean, you gotta look when you look at both sides. Look at this same thing with different lenses.
I absolutely agree, but I would also want to know as well, like well, thank you for the bad. Is there any good? What's the timeline? Like, if we fix this, it's going to stop the overflow, make the health conditions better. Give me a ballpark. Give me some hope for my constituents that's going to get buy-in. There's no buy-in. It's like, give me money so we can take care of this because past administrations ignored it, delayed it, kicked the can. But now it's falling on the residents here right now, and it really does come across as completely unfair.
So if it's approved that they fix them, whether it's both of them or one at a time, the other towns that use the wastewater system, they are going to kick in on the price of that.
Yes. Well, if they stay in.
If they stay in.
So this is kind of breaks down twofold. So there's 2 consent orders, which is honestly just 2 contracts where the WPCA said we would upgrade our facilities, and we would upgrade our facilities to stop the overflow. And so there's 2 separate contracts out there where the WPCA has to fulfill its end of the bargain. You get into a contract, you expect someone else to do it. The thing is, the WPCA got into those contracts, and I don't know how the fine tunes of it works, but now it seems like the burden is falling on the taxpayer for them to keep their promise. But I think, in all fairness, if we're going to be catering to Trumbull's sewage and Trumbull's paying us for it, or paying, which I'm not entirely sure, then they should pay the fair costs, or they could look for different revenues. Like I said, 10 years ago, there was an option significantly cheaper to do it on a more of a town municipality basis with Trumbull and Monroe. And that was passed. And now, kind of hindsight's 2020, but
Yes.
now it looks like kind of wish we went with that option because it would have been a completely new facility for the 3 towns.
So what I want to ask our viewers, Dave, is to go on the City of Bridgeport website, the WPCA page. I went on and I forgot to bring the website, Dave, but go on. It's on the City of Bridgeport website. Go on and just read through. Right? Go on and read the meeting, the minutes, just to kind of see, what is being talked about. And then you can also find out when the next meeting is or whenever they're going to have, a subject on the WPCA and possibly attend. What could it hurt for us to just go and sit down there and just listen?
I mean, it's also available. So it's online? The different committees.
Oh, yeah, because everybody's doing everything online now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the different
Even better for y'all.
City Council is available on Zoom. You can call in.
Okay.
I mean, there's an agenda posted in advance. So, people pick their interest.
Yeah.
If you're concerned about your water bill, see if there's anything on the upcoming agenda regarding the water bill. Because that's essentially how I did it. I was able to pick through the minutes. Mm-hmm. The meeting on the WPCA, I actually attended. But it was when I was reading the documents, there's so much you miss when you're just like, oh, I want to attend this meeting. That when you read through it, be like, what is this? Why does it work this way? And then I was at the City Council meeting, but I ended up, you could click and choose different committees. So the WPCA budget went to the Budgets Committee. So I clicked on the Budgets Committee. That was because it had to get approved. So the Budget Committee, which is made up of about, I think, 7 City Council members, it was passed unanimously by them to cover the West Side facility because it kept saying $395. So there has to be the West Side facility.
Right.
And so I thought, that was a bait and switch.
Right.
I'm not saying basically bait and switch because when you got to the actual council committee, you're hearing councilors say it took us 6 meetings to decide to name a city block. And then you want to automatically pass off almost $400 million for a sewage facility before asking any questions. Wow. So it's a pick and choose. I know there's a lot of issues throughout Bridgeport, but really find where your issues or where your concern. Bless you. And just read up on it. And find your council members are available. If they don't pick up for you, you only gotta vote for them.
All right.
It's really simple.
And let's take a step back. Find out who your council members are. It's really easy for us to sit here and say, go call your council member, go email your council member. How do you find that? That's also on the City of Bridgeport website. You go to the Common Council website. I've seen it myself. They have a map up there that you can click on your neighborhood, and you can click on your zip code, and it will pop up the council person's name, their phone number, and their email.
Bridgeport, Little New York.
What'd you say?
Bridgeport, Little New York.
Oh, Bridgeport is Little New York. Everybody always be saying
she knows about that. That's back in the day.
I told Akeem, hello, nephew.
Brooklyn.
Huh?
Christine's from Brooklyn, so she knows about that. Bridgeport, Little New York. Everybody knows.
So true.
I mean, that was my selling point for moving here. It wasn't far from home.
That's right.
Dale, you bet, Robert. Check out other videos that DR is doing with me, Uncle Charlie, and Akisha. It's a game changer for folks. Folks need to listen to the message. That's beautiful. Research, call, email to address concerns in our community. Stop playing games. And he's right. Yeah. Listen, this is not like it was before, folks, where they used to hide information from us. We have the internet. We got Google. Yeah. There's just no excuse. And the people who are scared of COVID and scared to leave their homes, they could log on to a Zoom meeting and sit there. Y'all could be sitting there drinking your wine and listening to your music while you got a city council meeting. Turn the music down and turn up the city council meeting. Honestly, if you don't think you can make a difference, you actually can. Can you imagine how many people can get together in this town? This town is it's the biggest city in the whole state.
In Connecticut.
In the whole state.
Bridgeport is very beautiful.
Oh my God, I think it is. A lot of people don't agree, but I think Bridgeport has a lot of potential. I think it's beautiful.
Connecticut is beautiful. Have y'all ever been to Torrington, Connecticut?
Yes, I had to go to Torrington. My
That
son was in
is-
Boy Scouts and he got burned up there. Oh God, I had to go to the
That is
hospital and
very
everything.
Beautiful.
Jeez.
That's
I
like-
only have bad memories of PTSD from Torrington Hospital at 3 a.m. going to get my son from a Boy Scout camp out.
That's Mayberry Town.
That's me. I'll work on that in therapy, y'all.
Oh.
And next.
No, it's one of the comments said no
excuses.
excuse. It's no.
And hello. Hi, Carmilla Hammond. Oh, she's another regular. Ow, and we got 5. We got 5 this week. I'm sorry, but I love it.
No, it actually.
And that's from us doing heavy promoting,
It
Dave.
went up to 9 last week.
Oh, God, make me feel even worse about the 5. Okay. No, that's just quantitative data.
We got a special person up here. We got to match the lights, y'all.
We got a who?
A special person on the panel. We got to match the lights. We got 5 people. 5 likes.
Oh, the likes. Oh, so what Dave is saying is the 5 of you that are watching this show right now, can you please click like? Because we have 5 people on, but there is only 1 like.
There's only 2 now.
Oh, 2 likes. Yes. Keep going. We got 3 more to go.
We have
an
official up here.
We keeping attorney Christine here way past her time. She needs to do some briefs or something.
Come on, y'all.
Emotions.
We're emotions. We need to pull her away from the emotions to laugh for an hour. This is I love this.
He just liked it.
Dale just liked it. Okay, increase the likes. Yeah, this is what we do.
Oh, we got 3.
You make me want to go get my cell phone.
Yeah. That's all right, y'all. We will have our 1 million followers plus, Dave. But we love this city. And like Dave said, we do this because we do this for y'all. We actually do not get paid for any of this. We have this woman who is busy in the community, okay?
Yes, indeed.
All right? Busy.
Yes.
All right?
This is a blessing.
And when you see Attorney Christine out there, don't be asking her to be helping you with parking tickets and stuff like that.
That ain't my specialty either, so it's not.
She is not that type of lawyer, even though she's qualified, but she doesn't get down like that. Okay.
You don't go to the foot doctor with heart problems. So.
If you want to sue somebody because you slipped and fell in the store, somebody hits you with their car, that's your girl.
No, even calling that.
No, she said no. Don't call her for that either.
No. It's more of a tree falls on your roof and your insurer doesn't want to cover it.
Oh, so okay. So you represent the clients.
So the
policyholder.
Your house and the tree and
all right. So for the homeowners, for you guys that are homeowners, yes. What about when a neighbor's tree falls on another neighbor's yard? That neighbor is responsible technically for that, right?
You can go. Oh, I haven't had a case like that, but you could go. It could go either way, but you still reach out to your insurer and reach out to theirs as well.
Oh, and their insurance both. Oh, that's good.
A safe bet. Yeah. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah. But
and I heard trees are expensive to remove. I'm not a homeowner, but I heard they are.
I bet. I saw a neighbor during one of the storms. The tree was there for a while, so I can only
imagine. Can you imagine? Especially if it's an oak tree or something like that.
But yeah, but also been working with different businesses. So at my firm, I'm in the hospitality group. So a lot of the COVID related losses, I've been writing articles on those and looking into it.
Wow.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of business interruption, but
absolutely
is how you phrase it and the policy language is really part of the fight. And it's an unfortunate fight because a lot of small businesses, they were following the rules and bought all the Kleenex and the Lysol.
Paid money for the glass things and everything.
Insurance don't want to pay. You got it from the small scale all the way up to like large hotels and chain restaurants. The insurance, and it is a big fight. But a recent article I wrote. You see the tides are just starting to turn in favor of policyholders and getting coverage wins related to COVID losses.
Thank God.
So we do it on both for businesses, but I think when I was trying to explain, especially to my family, that, tree falls on the house. You got that's always kind of like the easiest way to go. But if you have insurance and the insurer doesn't want to pay, that's when a coverage attorney like myself would come in.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing it.
Can I just say one more thing?
Absolutely.
To the solid 5 that are with us right now.
Yes. Oh, and we got 3 likes. We want 2 of them to click like.
Oh my God.
I've been reading some of the comments, and no, I agree. There's no excuses, and
no excuses.
even when I was in law school, one of the things I thought was like, I'm going to be an attorney. I'm going to be interpreting the law that people in city council, even up to the legislature, they write the law, but it's up to attorneys to interpret the law, and it impacts the people in general.
Absolutely.
And if you don't like what people are doing in the city of Bridgeport, this year is an election year for city council. So if you're calling and complaining about your WPCA bill and they're not picking up, they gonna knock on your door for a vote. They're gonna look out for you for a vote. So they're going to try. Remember, your voice always counts.
Right.
Always. It doesn't feel like it all the time.
Right.
Because
it sure doesn't.
The federal level is electoral college, and that's a whole other beast.
That's a whole different animal.
But when you're talking about small local Bridgeport, your vote really matters, and they'll come out to you and they need you. But if you need them now with your bill,
isn't it true, Attorney Christine, that the local politicians in your town have more power over what happens in your community than the president does?
Yeah, local level. I mean, even Obama said it when he was there. I think it was during the Philando Castile, and he was like, it's only so much that can be done on the federal level, but it's really local. It's your police officers.
Yes.
You know how Bridgeport is right now with that.
Another show.
You know, the mayor elects the police chief, and what's every small detail with Bridgeport, your taxes. I mean, the property values are being appraised a lot higher. So ask questions like, why my taxes aren't going down even more? My
right, because when
doubled.
The value is higher, the tax is supposed to go lower.
Well, I don't know if that's necessarily the case. It's all
because
based on the budget.
I look at towns like Greenwich. Why does Greenwich have like a single digit mill rate? And they're the most expensive place to buy a house. The property value is extraordinary, but their mill rate is one of the lowest in the whole state. That baffles me.
That's a complex question.
Is it because of the way that the city is being run? Why can't the city of Bridgeport have a meeting with the people who run the city of Greenwich?
Well,
I don't know. I don't
ever want to give the wrong without doing my background research.
Right.
But part of it does come down to community needs. So if there's a lot of low income, affordable housing, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you start to see when in more wealthier neighborhoods, we don't want low income housing.
They don't. They'll go to a city hall. They'll turn out in droves to city hall to prevent it from happening in their town.
And what you'll see in those neighborhoods is if they do make a concession as far as making affordable housing, is always senior homes.
Right. Right.
Or if they're concerned about the schools too, because if you make affordable housing, then you're going to bring more. You're going to increase the amount of students in the school. So if you see neighbors we're going to build a senior home.
So we got our affordable housing. That's it. We made our quota for the next 10 years. We got a senior building, but that's just one way of redlining and blockbusting happens. It's a whole other subject.
It's just the budget as far it's also the budget is taken into concern whether there's a deficit. But I was reading in the paper, this is potentially a unique year for Bridgeport, as this is going to be the first time it's not going to be in a deficit with the federal aid. I think it's over $240 million.
That's some good news.
$127 million going towards education, about $80 million in local aid, and I think there was another segment which was about $28 million. So a lot of money is actually coming into Bridgeport.
I want to know who is in charge of following up to see that it gets spent exactly where. Is that the appropriations committee, or who's in charge of that? Who's supposed to look over it? You want to know?
You guys have a lot of comments.
I'm sorry, y'all.
People mad.
Great.
I don't mean to get people mad, but
No. We want you to be passionate, because we want you to make change. We want you to be so mad that you go on the City of Bridgeport website and you do your due diligence. So if that's the case, then that means that we're doing we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. Great question. Great guest today. Very informative. I learned my voice always counts. Always. Oh, thank you, Lulu. That's right. Dale, great question. It's a ploy to keep us poor. Well, you know what? Dale has a point, Christine, because I know that the more poor people that you have, or the more kids that you have reading below literacy level, the more money you get from the federal government and the state. I mean, towns like this that have a certain numbers, you know what I'm saying, of poor kids. Now that I know is true because I've actually seen, those numbers. But I just think that that's where you can get the corruption with some politicians. That's all. I think that's where some of that happens because, hey, if I can, keep these kids down, then we can keep getting money in that we're not spending where we're supposed to be spending. But that's just the word on the street. That's not my opinion.
I'm not sure. I'm going to hope to be optimistic. But if that's where your passion lies, then that's where you start reading up. Who's in charge? Who's on those committees?
Yes.
Who's on your board of ed? Oh, in addition to city council, all seats are up for city council, board of ed as well.
All seats?
I'm pretty sure all seats.
Wow.
So every
That's
district,
awesome,
and everybody is on the line. So like I said, they don't pick up your phone call.
Dave, we got to get a voting campaign going on with this show, and this is ridiculous. Like, I didn't know that there were so many seats available.
And the Board of Ed as well. So, like, questions with, like, how the money is being spent and the impact. There's interest all over. So
those parents out there who think that they don't have a voice, there are Board of Education seats that are open for vote this year.
It's not even just open to vote. Get involved. Run.
Open. Right. Yeah, there you go.
Run.
That's what I'm trying to say. Run, please.
If you don't like the way the job is being done, do it yourself or support someone you think is going to be able to do it. Because it really needs to start being more critical. We're smart. We're capable.
We sure are.
There's absolutely
another form of institutional racism, Dale. That's right. I mean, hey, that we could talk about that all day too. That's why
you gonna have me lose my career. I'm gonna be here all day.
No, we can't talk here all day with Christine. We could talk all day with me and Dave. No, not with me either, because I got to get back to work after this. But you know what I mean.
But that's what I've been doing lately. Like, I've just been getting involved. I've been asking questions. Every time I go to vote, don't ask me if I'm voting for you, because I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions. Why?
Wouldn't that be cool, though, if everybody would put the politicians on the spot like that?
I put everybody on the spot. It's like, welcome to the hot seat.
That's that Brooklyn.
I mean,
pretend you're in a Facebook group. Remember, you put somebody on the hot seat and you ask them all kinds of inappropriate questions you always wanted to ask them. That's what she talked about.
I mean, I don't say asking appropriate questions, but why should I vote?
That's what I said.
No, but yeah, I mean, this is all pre-COVID, and hopefully, as everybody's getting their vaccine and things start to transition back to normalcy, they're outside the poll. The thing is, are you outside going to vote at the polls? Because different council members, mayor, sheriff, they'll be at the polls in the morning of saying vote line A, B, C.
Yeah, you notice that, guys, on voting day, there's always like a politician that's running at the school whenever I go.
Yeah, and they say vote
I'm like,
me.
Dad, you really serious about getting these votes, ain't you?
Yeah, but I mean, like, where you been?
Right, where you been? Where were you when I called about my neighbor playing loud music? You right?
I'd be like, wait, I wouldn't call him either. You know, Brooklyn, that's a whole different fight and argument.
Oh God, I don't even want to.
I wouldn't call my council member for that. But where were you when I got this bill from the WPCA that went up? That went up,
right?
And y'all ain't even fix anything, and it still went up. So that's going with if nothing.
Oh, isn't that funny though, Dave? You see a council member knocking your door, hey, vote for me. You're like, no, I can't vote for you. I don't have any water.
I know a friend who
I don't have an address to vote for you. My house went into foreclosure.
Yeah, thank you. No, and it's not funny. Seriously,
it's not funny, but it's some of the sad reality.
It is very much so. We laugh to keep from crying. You guys know how we do at this show.
Hide the pain.
Lulu says exactly. Lulu says definitely going on the City of Bridgeport site today to learn how to be more involved in my community. I never knew how until now. Is that beautiful, Christine?
I feel like that kind of made my day. It made me five, but without five.
You did, honestly, because Dave, that's what this show is all about, right?
That's what it's all about.
If we could reach that one person, you know that if she gets excited and she gets out there and she gets involved, she's going to tell other people, and it's going to become a domino.
I hope she come back.
Yes.
You know, and,
yes.
You know,
is it Lulu you talking about come back?
Lulu, well, both of y'all. We want Lulu to come back every week, and we would love for you to be our legal correspondent on the show. Every once in a while, you come back.
That's a good idea. I just gotta make sure my schedule.
Yeah, all right. We're gonna work around your schedule. Shoot.
Yes.
We're gonna work around your schedule.
Indeed.
We would love to have that Christine as a legal analyst on the show.
That's what UDR production is all about.
Yes.
It's about getting things out to the community. And it's really a ministry. For anyone who has a voice but can't get their voice out.
Exactly.
Exactly. I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah, we love it. We love this. And we appreciate you coming by here today. We really do. We appreciate your time. Your expertise and everything that you shared with us today.
Yes.
And you're always going to be welcome here at this show. And we promise to have a fan for you next time because it's so hot in here.
Oh no, it's absolutely. I promise to tell the information correctly as far as like watching with views. I gotta let my daughter know for her imaginary channel. So, you learn something every day.
So the bottom line before we close out is how do you get involved? Start with the City of Bridgeport website, WPCA.
Lewis is late. I'm sorry.
Oh. Hey, sorry I'm late. No, he was already.
He's a 17-year-old.
Oh, that's the other young kid that was here. Oh,
17. Yeah. That's a great age.
Yes. And he really into the community.
This is his last year in high school.
His last year in high school.
MVP.
And he's into politics.
That's amazing. I mean,
he was on the last show.
If it's this year and this year's your year where you're turning 18, get your friends out. I think.
Wait a minute. Ask him, Lewis. When do you turn 18? Answer for us. What month? You ain't gotta tell us like the day. But just tell us what month.
Yeah. This year.
Actually, you could just say the fall, or the summer
this year,
or whatever.
Next year.
Yeah, no, don't be doing that.
MVP is the one who mentored him, actually.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, MV, that's so sweet.
He works with kids. So.
MV does?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. Oh, he said July. Oh, so that means you got time. Yeah, you could register.
You could vote.
He
in
can
the upcoming city council.
He can actually run for office. Can he when he turns 18?
The only thing I know about running is you gotta be 35 to run for president in America.
And that's all you know.
Born and raised in America.
There was some town in Georgia, y'all, that I saw this 18-year-old run for comic. It was a city council position.
I see some very. It's in the municipal code. I mean, I'm sure you could just Google how can I be to run for city council.
Google it. We want you to run for office. We want to keep encouraging. We ain't forcing you, but since you're showing the interest, okay, we want to encourage you.
He's our number one fan.
Yes, he sure is.
I think it's important for the youth because if you look at, I could talk all day about this. Maybe I should be.
I know. Oh my God.
It's up to you.
But
no, we literally got like 6 more minutes before we.
I'm going
9 more.
Wait
1 second. She did great. Thanks for having her. It made me excited about using my voice to make a change. I just never knew how, and she solidified everything.
Mm-hmm.
Lewis would lie. They don't show up until an hour later after initial call of 911. Yeah, well, it all depends on what neighborhood you're in, right?
They could go too because if you look at the city data with like the top paid people, it was all cops on overtime. So if you're on overtime, why are you in my time?
Right. Lewis says, I'm into technology. When I start college in August, I'm studying cybersecurity. Ow! Is that a criminal justice undergrad? Oh, we love you.
People are building up. We got 7 now.
Oh, we got 7. Woo! 2 more people need to click like. Click like, y'all, please. We got 5 people that click like, and we have 7 people in here. Whoever has not click like for us. Share. When it comes down to community, come together for something that's important, not unify when someone dies tragically. That's right. Don't you have that right? Some family members, you never see them until there's a funeral or something that happens.
Funeral is the unfortunate family reunion.
It is, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, we got to have more of a sense of family. We talk about Black unity and what that looks like. That's kind of what the sort of foundation of this show is, and we're just, we know that there are other ethnicities that are suffering of color. Like, we get that, but this show just wants to make sure that we as a people try, at least give it an effort
all
to
races, all colors.
to unify. No, but we need to look at for each other first. I'm saying,
indeed.
okay,
Yes,
and for
indeed.
our children first.
Yeah.
When you talk about general wealth
All
and
lives
financial, we want to get financial people up here. Like we really want to do a lot with this platform.
Yes,
so again, I know I done kept her way longer. We gonna log off. We love you
It's
guys
fine.
for coming in.
I'm just gonna end up going to Starbucks or Dunkin'.
I know that's right. I love the cafe mocha cappuccino. What do you order?
Caramel macchiatos.
Hey, I didn't try that yet. I want to try something different because all I get is cafe mocha all the time.
But when you like one thing and you spend like
It's hard,
$5 on
right?
another cup and you don't like it,
Hey, look,
that kind of messes up my day. I'd be like, ooh.
And another thing I'll mention about Starbucks, Dave, that I love are the little cake pops that they sell. Those
I
little
like
cake pops.
the Lano cookies, the Falano cookies.
Oh, you go to Starbucks too, Dave? Let me find out.
Of course.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah,
Be careful on who you put in power. Power corrupts if it is in the wrong hands. Well, God knows that's the truth.
that's definitely.
And that's exactly why we want younger people to come out and be a voice. How do you think that, before you leave, Christine, what is a good idea of how to approach young people like on a larger level? How do we convince the youth out here today in Bridgeport to get more involved with politics?
Ooh, that's a loaded question, but I could just say some of the general facts I know of. Only about 11% of the population of Bridgeport votes. So
oh my God,
the
really?
people in power are not voted necessarily by the people eligible to vote.
I didn't know it was such a low percentage.
But you know what?
What?
The thing is that the reason why it's a low percentage is because,
that's not registered to vote. That's people who actually vote, right?
No,
People actually vote.
Who actually vote, not
registered to vote.
Right.
you know why it's low? Because
Why?
a lot of people are not. The morale is very low.
Yes.
And people are not encouraged.
Right.
And
they just think whoever's gonna go in there is just gonna do the same thing, as nothing's gonna change.
They think it's favoritism.
But,
that's what a lot of people think.
It's
a lot of things.
It's a lot of things, but what I've heard the most is low morale. And when you look at some of the big issues you always see with some of the youth, there needs to be opportunity. And it's what really needs to be taught, and I think is in the schools, because I remember my teachers in high school going, you're about to be 18, Christine, you can vote. I don't know if that occurs in the schools now, but opportunities, bringing jobs to Bridgeport, that falls part on council. Right. That falls part on the mayor.
That's right.
Nothing's been developed economically, and you have the same players. Maybe those same players need to go. And that's where your voice comes in. And you got to get it in numbers. I remember for one of the primaries, I was calling my grandma go out and vote, ma go out and vote, because some people, you can be that catalyst for your family to go out, and they may rely on you for the information. But the thing is, you get them out to vote. And
that's a fact. Yeah. They say a high percentage of people who vote, like the same people that are in their family, they're voting for the same person or the same people. Statistics are high.
And you know what? There's a lot of hate. This city is too beautiful for the hate to flourish the way it does. Like, people won't support you just because they think you're gonna get rich off of them.
That's right.
It's sad.
But we are going to continue. We're not going to give up. We're going to continue to think of creative ways to reach out to the youth. Oh, Dave, we got 5 likes from our 5 people. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Come back. And the next time that you come back, Attorney Christine, maybe we can delve a little bit into the Dunn / what's his name, the former police chief.
You gotta be careful what you say.
No, I know, but we're gonna be happy. We're already gonna get it together before we go live. We're gonna know what we can say and what she can't.
It's all from a high level. Like, I'm not a criminal
and we're not
attorney,
talking about anything that's not in public, though.
It's all public information.
Public information.
My information, when you go on the city website, it takes some digging. But if you look at the last budget committee, it was this month in March 8th. You'll find what I looked at right there. And then when there were terms, I just Googled it. I was like, what is this? The same for city council. I have a subscription with the Connecticut Post. So every day I read the news and see what's going on with who in the neighborhood.
It's good to read the news because that's just like going outside when it's raining without no umbrella. So it's good to, it's good to be informed, about a lot of things.
That's right. And we're going to keep on doing it, guys. We're going to keep on coming back every week to inform you. And we would love to have you back when your schedule permits.
Okay.
And also we'll have some candy and some more. It was candy sitting on the table.
You mean the candy that's melted right there? Just kidding.
I
don't see any melted candy. No, it was inside of a bowl.
No, but
she should be on stage too. Comedian. You should come up and do an open mic. Come on stage. Yeah, so next time, Dave, maybe not candy because we don't want our guests to have, rotten teeth. Maybe some fruit snacks. We'll get it together, Christine.
Cold to drink.
Yes, we need like a little wine cooler with waters in it. Yeah. Thank you, Christine. Listen, this has been Conversations with Akisha. We have had attorney Christine Baptiste-Perez here talking about the WPCA. Go on the City of Bridgeport website to learn about Common Council, about the WPCA, and about everything under the sun that has to do with this city. This is an important voting year. Christine just made us aware that there are a lot of Common Council seats, right? Mm-hmm. City Council seats.
City Council,
open, Board of Ed seats open. Wow. What does it take, Akisha? Is it going to take a bunch of my time? Go on the website and go and read. Talk to somebody who is already a board member on the Board of Education, right? All of the members' email addresses and stuff and phone numbers are there. Find yourself and attach yourself to somebody who already has or is on the road or is at the pinnacle of where you want to go. Yeah. And that's not just for politics, but that's just for life. Yeah, watch the company that you keep. Watch the energy that you surround yourself with. Because it makes a difference. Be aware of your surroundings. It really does. It makes a difference. And teach your children to do that. All right. All right. So thank you, everybody. And again, thank you so much, Attorney Christine. We appreciate you. You are so down to earth. I love it.
I know it doesn't. I was telling people, I was like, not all attorneys are bloodsuckers. You kind of see that billboard when you're on 95. So
that's right. Everybody's not an ambulance chaser, right? No, that's right.